I, Ty Billin, with the announcement earlier today of Dallas Turner going to the University of Alabama out of St. Thomas Aquinas, it's got me wondering, who is the king of South Florida or even Florida in general between Georgia and Alabama? Now, it's funny to say that with three huge-ass schools right up in the state of Florida, like, of course, them Gators, and then you have the Hurricanes in the former mecca of college football, the Florida State Seminoles. But if you have to really look at it over the past handful of years, maybe 6, 7 years, maybe longer than that, going back for Alabama, and then the past 4 years with Coach Smart, who was absolutely in love with the state of Florida, right? I was told from various sources that he would much rather recruit the state of Florida than even his own state. It's just something about that. I believe it's just because it's embedded in his fabric from his time spent at Alabama, where he got guys like Amari Cooper and Calvin Ridley and so on and so forth. But look at here. So I always count 2017 as his first legit recruiting class at the University of Georgia, whereas 2016, of course, you don't have much time to work, and you got to pretty much go with who's ever already on deck there. So these guys are his first year. Of course, he went national because that's what he's going to do. He's a national guy like that. But if we look here, this was a little bit more Georgia-laden, right? Stars like DeAndre Swift and Jake Fromm, Andrew Thomas. Of course, up there, Isaiah Wilson was the top guy. So these guys are in the NFL now. And bunch of nondescript players that really didn't, except this guy right here, Jeremiah Holloman. That one thing people forget right there, that one loss right before the season started probably did the dogs in from a playoff standpoint. But if you see here, nothing really to sneeze at there. Not many Florida players, right? He did go and get Amir Speed out of Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, and then Latavius Brini out of Florida. Probably shouldn't have got either. And he got Matt Landers. So that's three. I forgot about Matt Landers. Matt No-Handers. Matt Landers, Amir Speed, and Latavius Brini all in your first true cycle there. Really none of them panned out, but I can imagine those guys will probably have panned out at Florida State, Miami, and places like that because they just so happen to go into a very stacked place like the University of Georgia. All right, so then here's where I think Georgia flexed its recruiting muscles in the state of Florida, and Alabama countered, right? The highest, the state's number 4 player in Tyson Campbell, 5-star cornerback, got him to go to the University of Georgia. And who else they have here? James Cook, right? Took James Cook right from Florida State, pretty much flipped him. And he's definitely a really good player right there. So all-purpose back, was a top 50 player. Got him out of the state of Florida, South Florida. And Devad Wilson, right up out of Miami Northwestern. So a top 250 player there, Devad Wilson. So that's like 6 players in your first 2 full classes there. Might be missing somebody here, but we're trying to do this on the fly here. But I want you guys to tell me, Nadab Joseph, right? They literally flipped him from Alabama. He was going to Alabama first and had technical issues with his grades, and he still has those same issues, so he didn't work out for either Bama or Georgia. But you can see they both hitting in Miami, Florida for the same exact player. I think this is where the beef really stems from. It's not really stemming from people getting people out of Alabama or even people getting people out of Georgia, because Alabama recruiting Georgia pretty well as well. I think the beef stems from them going to that neutral territory in Florida, and that's when they start bumping heads. All right, 2019 here. Nolan Smith, he's from Florida, but he was in school at Florida, but he doesn't count. He's a hometown kid there. So got him out of IMG Academy, but I wouldn't count that. And Alabama wanted him bad, too. Alabama thought they had him. But Tyreek Stevenson, right out of Miami Southridge, the bully Tyreek Stevenson, top 40 player, right? Number 37 overall. Kid is going to be a superstar. Got Ryan Davis out of Apopka, Florida here. Outside linebacker, was injured his first year, but he was a good get. And I know a million teams wanted him as well. Right there, so who else we got here? Anybody left on this one right here? Brett Seether, he was late in the process. I think Alabama wanted him as well. He came out of nowhere as a tight end prospect after the second signing period, and Georgia went in and got him when, some of the biggest schools out there were all looking at him just because he was the last girl. He was the last girl at the dance type scenario, in my opinion, on that. So, all right, last one here. Guys who are coming in right now, Jalen Carter, top 20 player they got out of Apopka, Florida as well. Look at that, man. Top 20 player, 6'3", 301 pounds. You will hear about him ASAP. ASAP. Marcus Roseme, St. Thomas Aquinas. Bama just got a guy from St. Thomas Aquinas today that I just talked about earlier, right? So imagine that. Top 60 overall player here, number 54 overall, Marcus Roseme. Another receiver from Lakeland, Florida, Arian Smith. So you got two top 60 receivers in one class from Florida. And you got your quarterback from Jacksonville, Florida, Carson Beck, who originally at one point in time, where was he committed to? The University of Alabama. So now you can see why these dudes, and this is legit. This is legit heat, man. People be thinking like, oh, they're just playing this around. No, these guys don't like each other. Something happened, man. These guys just do not like each other, these staffs and stuff, and you can just see it marinate. For some of the stuff that I know behind the scenes, I could tell you guys is absolutely crazy. Now look at this from Alabama. All right, 2017 class, that's when Coach Smart, remember I said that's his first full cycle, so we're going to go from there. Boom, look at that. Alex Leatherwood should be a first-round pick. This coming draft here is back for his senior season, one of the reasons why I think Bama's going to have a huge year. Dillon Moses is much like Nolan Smith for Georgia. I don't think he counts. He's from Louisiana. You were recruiting him prior to him going to IMG for his senior season. Look at this. Everybody's favorite icon, Mr. Jerky Neck Jerry Jeudy here with his stop-and-go stuff that captivated everyone's hearts. Got him right out of Deerfield Beach, Florida. Top 15 pick in the NFL draft this past draft here. So, great get right there. Who else we got here? You got my boy VD, Van Darius Cowan. That was a huge get. He was a top 100 player. Ended up running into some trouble and having a transfer from West Virginia. But at the time, that was a huge pickup. Got Jerez Parks. Jerez Parks, I'm going to stop getting on Jerez Parks. People will get bad about it. But Jerez Parks was a really good – Jerez Parks right now, if he was at Florida State right now, would probably be a star. He wanted to go to Bama so bad after he got blue shirted or something like that. He had to come and enroll later. He didn't give a rip. He wanted to go to Alabama, right? Now, I have not seen him since. Last time I seen him, he was coming up out the water, glistening on a picture with baby oil and Vaseline all on himself and shit like that. So I don't know what to tell you, bro. Daniel Wright, safety Daniel Wright, should be a senior here. Coming up, I really liked him coming out of high school. That was a really good get for them. Top 125 player. Daniel Wright was the man. Mac Jones, a Jacksonville quarterback, much like Carson Beck, right? Mac Jones is a damn animal. He was going to Kentucky out of Jacksonville, and they got him. And look, it's proved its worth, and I think it will really prove its worth this year because he's going to be a star. And then you get a long snapper. So it's a lot of cats in the Florida class. You can see what Bama's working with right there. That's how they get down. All right, remember I said in 2018, Bama countered the Tyson Campbell. They got themselves Patrick Surtain out of the same high school, same exact position, number 6 overall player. Patrick Surtain has a ton of talent. Hopefully it comes to fruition this season. Stephon Wynn, I don't think is originally from IMG Academy. I forget where they got him from. So I'm not going to count him. He's from Texas or something like that. I know y'all will correct me in the comment section. All right, so Xavier Williams, this is my dude right here from Chaminade, Madonna, out in Hollywood, Florida. Got him as a receiver prospect. I'm not sure if he'll see the light of day, but he has a ton of talent. He could very well make his mark this coming season. Jerome Ford has since transferred, but they got him out of Florida very late in their class in 2018, and he even started the season opener. Imagine that. Started the season opener. Xavier Smith counts as well. He's from, even though they got him out of Mississippi Gulf Coast, he was originally an LSU guy who they got out of Florida, so he's a Florida kid as well. There you have it for that class. Move on to 2019. All right, doesn't get much better than Tre Sanders. You got Tre Sanders, who was hurt his first year. Guy's going to be a flat-out superstar. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. If he's healthy, he's a superstar. Same thing right here, Evan Neal, right? These guys are originally from Florida that went to IMG Academy, so I have to count that. I remember Tre Sanders since he was a true freshman somewhere out there in Florida. Jordan Battle, right? Jordan Battle is going to be a star this year. He played a lot last year in their big nickel sets. Look out for Jordan Battle. But they got him out of St. Thomas Aquinas, right? A lot of these guys go to the same school. All right. We also have Braylon Ingram. I think he'll make an impact on the inside right there at a 5 technique or inside player on the line of scrimmage. But they got him out of St. Thomas Aquinas. And is that it? So you can see it right there. They got some guys, but not quite as many in the 2019 because you know who was also out there getting those Florida guys. That would be the University of Georgia. All right, last one here. First Florida player, 2020 Timothy Smith. They got out of Sebastian River. They got Tyler Jones-Bell. Like him a lot. They got him out of Miami Carroll City as a wide receiver. Jaquez Robinson, a cornerback from Jacksonville Sandalwood, top 300 player. And that's it, man. That's it. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. People it's a game of inches, man. It's a game of inches in recruiting too. When you got these two guys going into a very fertile ground like Florida, in specific spots in Florida, and battling for the same people. They be talking trash about each other, and anything you can think of, they do it. I'm telling you right now. That's why these guys, to me, are the 2 biggest recruiting conglomerates in the country. And they just so happen to be from the same staff, have the same fabric and everything like that, and they're battling each other. It's like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC or something like that. Let me know who you think recruits the state of Florida better here the past 4 years. We're only talking about the past 4 years. Who has done a better job at recruiting the state of Florida? All right, so spit your game, talk your shit, but give me some analysis on some of these guys. Give me some actual guys and why you think that it was better for your team or the other team, all right? With that being said, it's your boy Murph, the Underground King. Make sure you like and subscribe. Top Billin Sports, and I am out. Peace.